All right, good morning, beautiful people. So fun to practice with you in so many different spaces. Got some outdoors people, we've got some living room people, looks like maybe someone's in a closet. So welcome, really glad that we're here together this morning. Let me just make one more little adjustment here for sound. Okay, so raise your hand if you want to be happy. That's probably like the most common thing that we share as human beings, right? Our desire for happiness. And raise your hand if you have found yourself either thinking or saying, how can I possibly be happy with all this that's going on in the world right now? Raise your hand if that's come across your mind. Maybe even a little like, I feel guilty in the moments of happiness because of everything that's going on. Yeah. So I'm here to suggest today that that's not yoga. I'm here to suggest today that there's a very powerful teaching in the Yoga Sutras about this idea of contentment. The word is santosha. Santosha, S-A-N-T-O-S-H-A. And this practice of santosha says that we can find joy, we can find happiness, we can find peace anywhere, anytime, no matter what's going on around us, because we are the center, like we are joy, we are love, we are built of compassion. We just have to tap into that. We've got to sometimes take our attention off of the swirl of crazy right around outside our door and look inward for a few moments to see, there it is. I can be content even when, and then you fill in the blank. Because folks, happy people, contented people attract other happy and contented people. And the more of us there are in the world, the more of that there is in the world. So I just wanted that to be the focus of our practice today. Like I might offer you to get into some uncomfortable positions and be there. And is it possible to be uncomfortable and still feel this inner sense of contentment? I'm not like eager to get to what's next. Let's just see. Let's just see. So to prepare for this class, let's go ahead and start seated like we often do. Actually, I changed my mind already. Let's start lying on our backs. Let's start lying down on our backs. Bill's yawning. That looks like a perfect idea. And you can either bend your knees and place your feet on the floor, or you can extend your legs out. We're going to begin with a very simple and very powerful practice of stimulating the 10th cranial nerve. This is our vagus nerve. It's a huge nerve that runs from our brainstem all the way down into our gut with many stops along the way. And it's our nerve, it's our center of parasympathetic or relaxation response. So we're going to find it right now. So what I want you to do is bring your hands behind your head and interlace your fingers as if you were going to do like a fitness crunch. And if that hurts your shoulder, you might just grab something to pop under an elbow, a pillow, or a block. But if you're comfortable here, I'd like you to just lift your chin slightly and take a few deep breaths with your elbows wide and the front of your body just lengthened. So you might picture this big, long, wandering nerve that comes from deep in your brain all the way down into your belly. Now, here's the easy and very powerful part. I want you to look up so your eyes are open. And now, without turning your head, shift your eyes to 3 o'clock. So if you were looking at the face of a clock, shift your eyes to the 3. And I want you to hold them there until you either yawn or swallow or sigh. Those are the 3 signs of relaxation response. So sometimes it happens quickly, sometimes it takes a while. Keep your eyes on 3 o'clock until you either yawn, sigh, or swallow. And when that happens, you know that your body has just experienced a shift, a nervous system shift. So if it's taking you a while to either swallow, yawn, or sigh, stay with it, and the rest of you draw your knees into the chest. So this nerve is connected to our eyes, and that's what we just did, is we turned our eyes to kind of trigger, to bring attention to one part of this vagus nerve. And it's a very quick reset for the nervous system. Once you have your knees into your chest, start to straighten and bend your legs a bit. Just lift them up toward the ceiling and lower them down toward the floor. Just lifting and lowering. And it might feel good to just play with one leg at a time. Bend one and straighten the other. A little bit of a playful movement. And then we'll draw the knees into the chest. Squeeze as tightly as you can. A little bit of compression to the low belly. And then bring your hands onto the front of your knees. Push your legs away from you. You're going to let your feet come to the floor. Hands come down a little lower and push your legs away. So you're almost like digging into the flesh of your hips and your upper thighs. Push your legs away and stretch your belly long. Lengthen through the chin and just feel that wandering nerve that's making its way from brain to gut. That's our goal today, is to stimulate vagal response. We'll bring our hands to the floor, close to our heels, and on the inhale, start to roll your hips up. On the exhale, lower your hips down. And as I get you some music going, please just continue flowing bridge. Legs up slowly, the hips up slowly, and then back down. You're moving with your breath. The next time your hips are high, will you keep them there and just draw your shoulders a little more deeply underneath you? Anyone, if you can hear music, will you just raise a hand in the air so I can see that you're hearing? Okay, good. Great. Sometimes it works. So feeling length across the front of your body, intentionally making it longer, more open. A lot of our poses today will be focused on this. And then release your hips back down to the earth. Allow your chin to come up to your chest. Your hands come to the back of your knees and just pull yourself up to a seated position. And then take either easy seat, or if you enjoy lotus pose or half lotus, you might put something under a knee. We'll just be here for a few different movements, so get comfy. And then we'll reach our arms overhead. Interlacing the fingers, press your palms up to the sky. Root down through your hips and press your palms to the sky. And I want you again to just imagine stretching that long, wandering nerve. The chin lifts up. And as you turn your eyes to look up at the sky or your hands, keep your head still and just shift your eyes to the left and the right. And then look up again, put a big smile on your face. Stretch even taller. And then turn your palms, open your hands down to the sides. Good. Reach your left arm up and over. Take a nice side body stretch right here. Find your fullest breath. Just explore what's here in your body. Like we're unwrapping a gift of happiness. Opposite arm comes up. And this happiness has been here all along, but it's been stuffed and hidden and squelched. Maybe our mind has taken over, and so our body hasn't been able to feel pleasure and happiness. And returning that hand to the ground, bring your hands behind you. Make little kickstands with your fingers. Chest pushes forward. Take dynamic breaths into the front of your body. We're encouraging this communication from brain to body and from body back to brain. And when body is receiving breath deep in your belly, the signal back to brain is all is well. All is well, brain. You can calm down. You don't need to work so hard. Just be quiet. Body is fine. And let's release that. Transition around to a child's pose. And in this child's pose, let your knees be nice and wide and your arms be extended. So again, an effort to lengthen the torso. As the tailbone reaches back and the fingers crawl forward, feel the length inside of you. Breathe into your belly. We'll rise up to a tabletop position. Knees coming in a little bit closer. Tucking our toes, let's lift into downward facing dog. And for a few moments, I want you to pretend that you are a 5-year-old child just learning down dog for the first time. And you're kind of showing off. You want everyone to see your down dog. Pedal your heels. In kids' classes, we would say, shake your tail feathers. See if you can be joyful for a moment in this posture. In your wiggling, in your movement. Can you be joyful for a moment? And then begin to settle into downward facing dog with stillness, reaching heels to the earth, hips to the sky, and finding again length in the torso. Big exhale. We'll take a slow walk to the top of our mat. With knees soft, press to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press again, lengthen your belly, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Once more, press to lengthen. And fold down. With a bend in the knees, let's scoop the arms all the way up into extended mountain, coming into a little back bend. And then just some joyful movements. Circle your arms around back into that forward fold. Knees are bent. We're going to come up and around. So just making giant circles around you with your arms. Touch the floor, touch the ceiling, touch the walls. You might just notice more yawning this morning. A relaxation response, a nervous system reset. Maybe even some audible sighs come out of your mouth. And then we'll bring the arms down to the sides. Let's place the hands on the hips, on the low back. And just press your glutes forward. Lengthen your belly. Lift your chin, lift your chest. Good, and as you do that, just feel shoulders coming away from your hips, lengthening the torso. And then return to center, hands at your sides. Inhale, arms overhead, extended mountain. We're going to go through a couple of sun salutations. Joyfully exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Inhale to half lift. Nice. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Perfect. On your inhale, friends, come forward to plank pose on your knees or your toes. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Beautiful 90 degrees, Kelsey, love it. Come up to cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale back, down dog. Pedal your heels, shift your weight. Deep breaths. Friends, this has never happened before, but I got a bloody nose while I'm teaching yoga, so I'm going to be staying upright for a moment. So I'm not demonstrating, there's nothing to see up here. Take a look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat, bring your hands to shins and lift halfway. And really, really press to lengthen your belly, pull the ribs forward more. Nice, Tina. Exhale, forward fold. Put that giant bend in your knees and scoop your arms up and around the way we did earlier. Just that great big giant circle, and draw your hands to your heart. One more time, arms reach high, big stretch, stretch your belly, forward fold, exhale. Hands to shins, half lift. Downward dog, exhale. Good. Inhale, plank pose, knees or toes, and then lower down, chaturanga. Bill, that looks amazing. Come on to either cobra or up dog and pause there to sip. Stretch the belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Now playful downward facing dog. You are a 5-year-old child wiggling and being silly in your dog. Even put just a cheesy grin on your face. You might even hop your feet up and down and just be playful. It's your body. Good, and then step or hop to the top of your mat. Hands pressed to shins, half lift, lengthening the belly, and dive down, forward fold. With your knees deeply bent, scoop the arms high, extended mountain. Make that giant circle and gather your hands into your heart. Beautiful, everybody. Arms reach overhead and pause right here to stretch side to side. Let's interlace our fingers and then just tick-tock the body from side to side. You might have heard the term that the gut is our second brain. And it's because of this innervation, this relationship of the vagus nerve, that our gut knows. We have gut feelings. Our gut is smart. Open your elbows, cactus your arms, and lengthen. We're just going to stimulate that nerve, creating more calm in the body. Reach the fingers high again. Hands come through heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Hands press to shins, lift halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. This time in down dog, friends, raise your right leg to the sky, bend your knee, and crack your hip open. That didn't sound good, probably since Kelsey's going for hip surgery tomorrow, but don't crack your hip open. Just open your hips to the side. Wiggle your toes, circle your ankle. Good, and then go ahead and draw that foot between your thumbs, low lunge. Come down into this low lunge with the back toes curled under. And let's just look for some length here across the psoas. which has a deep relationship with this nerve that we're looking at today. So in a really gentle asking type of way, tap your knee down, go a little deeper, and then come back up. Let's just do that a few times, almost like your psoas is getting a little massage. And then you can choose either knee down or toes under. Let's reach the arms high. High lunge. Taking a hold of our left wrist, pull that side of the body up higher. Breathe into the front and the side of your body. And then slowly return hands to the ground. The left hand will stay on the ground. You could also grab a block. Right arm lifts up high, twist. If you'd like a different option for your shoulder, you can just wrap that arm behind your back. And just imagining this massage that's happening internally around your organs, across your torso. Good. Release that hand to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. If you'd like, you can take a vinyasa between sides. Nice, Scott. When you're ready, raise your left leg, open your hips to the left, wiggle your toes joyfully. Just circle your ankle, let that leg move and play. And glide that foot between your thumbs, coming into low lunge. Once we've found some length here, just begin that request of the hip flexors, just a soft tapping and lifting. Like we're just asking permission for length. And choosing knee down or toes under, let's come to high lunge, arms overhead. Once you find your balance, take a hold of your right wrist, stretch up and over. Your spine is straight and tall. Just imagine the communication right now between brain and body. All is well. Pharmacy is open. Let's send down some of those feel-good chemicals. Good. Release your hands to the mat for a twist. Right hand is down, left arm opens or wraps behind your back. Finding that massage for the internal organs. Deep, slow breaths. And as we return the fingers to the floor, let's step the back foot to meet the front foot. Forward fold. Take your fingers to your elbows and just gently fold down into ragdoll. You can soften your knees. Sway from side to side. Maybe bend one knee and straighten the other. Good, beautiful. And then let's put a deep bend in our knees and reach the arms up into chair pose. And our feet are flat, firmly rooted into the earth. Let's do some more of those joyful movements. So on the exhale, the fingertips grace the floor, and then we reach out and around in those giant circles. Come to a back bend and sink back down into chair. Arms making big circles. And we'll go one more time. Reach high, And let your hands settle close to your heart. So we'll do another kind of a chest and a heart opening practice. This is called the flight of the bird. So on the inhale, you're just going to step 1 foot back, turn those toes out. It's a little narrow warrior 1 stance. And your arms open out into cactus arms. Perfect. And then we'll just come back to the front and switch. So from the front, it just looks like this. And you're just going to start to alternate back, right, left. Hands coming in close to the heart as you exhale. So go as fast as you like or slow as you like. And you might find that your body wants to start moving like with bigger wingspan. Maybe the arms are reaching high or out or down. Might be interesting to take asymmetrical movements. Amp up the breath. Ujjayi breath. This is a joyful practice, and when I was in India, we did this for 21 minutes straight, without stopping. Building heat around the heart and the shoulders, the upper back. You might even create a more audible breath. Let's even that out. We'll go 2 more times on each leg going back. And we'll meet in mountain pose. And then here's the magic of this. Place 1 hand on your heart and the other on top of it. And just be with your heartbeat for a moment. In this moment, contentment. Content to be right here just like this. We can always come back here. Always here. Sweep the arms up, extended mountain. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Do that 1 more time. Sweep the arms high. Joyful movement, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold, and go ahead and step back again to downward facing dog. Come into plank pose and back again into downward facing dog. Do that a few times. You can be on your knees or your toes. Imagine being a child and just testing your strength. Let's do that 1 more time. And coming back into downward facing dog. We'll drop our right knee to the mat. Kick that right foot off the edge and open into a kneeling version of side plank. Left arm to the sky. Good, and now just let that arm come up over your ear. Stretch your side body super long. Cross your face with your arm round to the floor and then reach up again. So making the biggest circles you possibly can with your fingers. See if you can find a forward fold and a big arching back bend. Joyful movement. We'll go 1 more time around. Reach that arm high. Come all the way up over the ear and stretch as long as you possibly can. Fingers to toes. Nice. And then we'll let that hand lead us, coming up to the ceiling. Tee your arms out and go over the leg gate pose. stretching the opposite side long. If this hurts your lower back, just back out of it a little bit. Be a little more vertical, a little more upright. Circle your wrist. Open and close your hand. Put a smile on your face. And we'll return the hand to the earth. Come back into downward facing dog. Shifting forward on your knees or your toes. Let's do a few little yogi push-ups. We can do the work and still have joy. Just pressing back, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. We'll settle our left knee onto the earth, kick that foot off one side and open into side plank with your right hand overhead. If you've been holding your breath, you can let it go. Big circles, arm comes over the ear, stretch long and then just round your body to the floor, open it up. This is a good place to just close your eyes and feel. Experience the joy of this body. This movement, this mobility. Now reach your arm all the way up overhead. Stretch your side body extra long. Beautiful. Fingertips to the ceiling or sky. Lift up. Find the T shape. And then come over the extended leg gate pose. Lengthening and breathing into the side body. And releasing. Windmill the hands to the earth. Come to downward facing dog. Shifting forward into plank pose. You can take a vinyasa if you like. And we're all going to meet all the way down on our bellies. For flowing cobra. So the fingertips come off the edge of the mat and we're just going to lift and lower. You might picture a plant underneath the water, like seaweed, just gracefully flowing. The neck follows. A little pressure on the belly coming down, just stimulating this amazing wandering nerve that creates relaxation response. One more time, hold at the top at a place where you feel challenged but comfortable. And release. Create a pillow with your hands and just wiggle your hips side to side. Release your low back, massage your belly on the earth. Breathe into your belly. Sigh and exhale. And with your hands by your shoulders, let's come back up. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Let's raise the right leg up in the air, as high as you can get it. Press down into your left heel. And then exhale, step that foot to the top of your mat. Drop your back heel. Come on up, Warrior One. It's Warrior Wednesday, so we better put a warrior in here. Yeah. All right, good. So check your front knee. Is it right over your right front ankle. Is it in or out? See if you can line that up a little bit. And then reach your fingers higher. Slide your arms back like you're trying to place your arms behind your ears. Maybe not today, but in that direction. Reach. Press into your back foot. Feel the opening here. The chin can lift. And then sweep the arms out and open into warrior two. Take a couple of gentle bounces in that front knee. And then hold your warrior pose. As you look over your right fingers and you take aim. For today, can you be a warrior for happiness? Can you stand firmly in your commitment to looking for moments for joy, for happiness within, not without, within, here. As you turn your right palm, reverse the warrior, open the side body. Maybe this is one of those moments. Right fingers to the sky, left hand touches the back leg lightly, reverse warrior. Come back to neutral, but bring your elbow, bring your hand behind your shoulder blades. Take your left hand up, grab that elbow, and just give your tricep a little extra stretch here. Elbow lifts, hips drop. And maybe curve backwards again, just a little bit. Not backwards, but sideways. Yeah. Let that nerve travel a little more freely through your body. Good. Open your arms out into a T. Turn all 10 toes to the side. And then we'll bring the arms behind, interlace, and fold forward. As the head lowers, the knuckles lift to the sky. There's a big sigh here. You can bend and straighten. You can just be still. A sigh. Slowly lower the arms and unclench the fingers. With the hands on the floor, lift up to a halfway flat back. And we'll twist. The left hand under your face, right arm lifts into a twist. Exaggerate the breath. And switch sides. Left twist. Open it up. As we release the hand, let's turn to the left foot, setting up for warrior one. Back heel turns in, arms come up. You might widen your stance side to side a little bit to get more stable, to allow that right hip to come forward. Once you have your base, lift your fingers, relax your shoulders, and then just glide your arms back a little bit. Warrior one, the warrior getting ready, preparing for battle. We know that there is a battle going on, and so we prepare ourselves by drawing inward, finding this quiet center. Opening out, warrior two. As I shift my gaze over my left fingers, shoulders relaxed. The strength and the calm of a warrior. Warrior for happiness. So when I find that happiness in me, how might I extend that out into the world today? How might that look? Who is a recipient of my joy? Turn the left palm up, reverse your warrior, left fingers lift, right fingers drop, opening space. Deep breaths here, friends. So much space to open up inside of us. And we'll come back to warrior two. Left arm stays up and give yourself a pat on the back. Right fingers come to that elbow. And then just gently pull. Yeah, beautiful. So again, lengthening the left side, the tricep, elbow lifting. Good. And then let's release, arms open out into a T. Turn all 10 toes. This time, hands just come to the hips. Lift your chest. So push your hips down, lift your chest up, and then move from there. Move from that hip, flat back, into your forward bend. And this time, it's just play time. Time for you to be here however you like. Movement or stillness. Hands on your feet or out in front of you. Just explore. In this wide position, just walk your hands over to one leg and gently pull yourself toward that thigh. Maybe a gentle bend and straighten of the knee will help you just release anything that seems held or tight. Slowly switch. Bringing ourselves back to center with a flat back, heel toe your feet a little closer together. You're in a wide stance still, but just put that bend in your knees and use your legs to help you return to standing. Kind of a nice back friendly way to get up. Let's roll the shoulders out. One balancing pose before we come to the floor. So feet come close together. We're going to do dancer's pose today because dancer's pose is a joyful pose, also a front body opener. So if balance is challenging for you, I'm not sure if you can see this. You can put one hand on the wall. It's a really nice little support. So we're going to start by bending the right knee and turning the right palm up. We're rooting down through the left foot, and we're going to clasp, if we can, on the inside of that ankle, because that will help us rotate open through the shoulder. Yeah, and then we'll just begin to kick the foot back. So for some of us, this could be dancer's pose right here today. For some of us, we're going to reach the hand forward, and that's where that wall might come in handy. Eyes are focused on one point. Foot kicks up into the hand. And the left foot is solid, firm on the floor, roots. Your left knee can be bent a little bit. And if you fall like I just did, just come back. Nice. And we'll switch sides. So take a moment to stand. Notice right and left. It's a big posture. The right side of your body should feel different than the left. When you're ready, bend your left knee. Left palm comes inside the back ankle. And then just begin to kick your foot into your hand. And that could be your expression of dancer for today, right there. If you'd like to lift your hand and start to tilt your body forward, just keep your eyes on one point. If you feel like you're going to fall, kick your foot into your hand a little harder, and it creates kind of a counter balance effort. And just slowly release. Come back to equal standing. Both feet on the earth. Exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. Sigh as you fold forward. Hands to shins, lift and lengthen. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option to take one more vinyasa. If you wanted to throw in a few little yogi push-ups, you are welcome to. And we'll drop our knees to the mat. You can do a couple of cat-cows on the way down. Just reset the spine. And we'll bring ourselves around again to a seated position. And let's bend our knees and place our feet out in front of us so the chest can still stay lifted. Fingertips on the floor, pointing inward, and then just lift up to reverse table. Another front body opener. You can look up or back, just protect your neck. Exaggerate your breath. And slowly release your hips to the earth. Lower yourself all the way down onto your back. And you might notice again another sigh. Let's draw the right knee into the chest. Give it a nice little squeeze. The left leg is flat on the floor. So just lengthen out through your left hip flexor, your left quadricep. As the right knee pulls in tightly, like tight, maybe even pull down toward the side of your rib cage. You can wiggle your ankle and move your foot, but really pulling down the bones of your legs. You should feel a little pressure in your right hip. And take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, just slowly lengthen that leg out to the floor, and you can just imagine all that fresh blood supply that's just flooding into that hip now. Rejuvenating that whole leg. Squeeze the left side in. Bring your knee as close as you can and just give it a good squeeze, maybe even outside the rib cage. We're intentionally creating pressure around the hip. Every exhale, that leg comes a little closer. Bring it out. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, slowly let that leg fall to the floor. Fresh oxygenated blood. Let your arms come down to your sides. Tuck your shoulder blades under you. Lift your chin away from your chest just a little bit. And let your feet flop open. As you breathe in, can you feel your belly expanding? As you breathe out, can you feel almost like a sigh for your whole body? Continue resting, the breath in, expanding your belly, the breath out, a sigh of relief for your whole body. Another gesture that is very calming to the nervous system is to place one hand on your belly and another on your heart. Feel that belly hand lifting and lowering with breath. I'm going to leave you with the words of Danna Faulds in a writing about Santosha. She says, use your discontent, your longing, the sense that you are bereft of connection. Use everything around you to nudge you into choosing joy. Make the choice not because life is as you wish, but because life is as it is. Resist, and you will know suffering. Jump in with both eyes open, and you can drown in bliss. It doesn't seem possible, I know. You feel broken, disconnected, less than whole. Ask if the infinite cares that your emotional state is tenuous at best. Ask if your dreary thoughts should be believed, And if anything real stands between you and all that is, use the answers you receive to open a crack in the wall of separation. Find a door and stick your foot in so it can't close, even if your doubts grow huge. I can't get there from here, you say. My reply is that there is nowhere to go. You are already home. You are already home. Take your time moving in any way you like to come back to a seat, to come back to completion of this practice. Let's join our hands in this gesture of gratitude. Another great tool for finding joy is finding gratitude. You are already home. There's nowhere to go. Everything you have been seeking is right here under your hands, in that beating heart and those breathing lungs. Can we find happiness and joy in the middle of the noise and share it? Thank you for being here today, my friends. Namaste.